From Slave to Empress, the true story of Hürrem Sultan. Imagine a world where one woman, born a simple village girl, could rise so high that kings trembled at her name, and so dangerous that even the most powerful emperor on earth broke 400 years of tradition just to marry her. This is not a fairy tale. This is the true story of Hürrem Sultan. From a terrified slave girl to the first and only legal wife of an Ottoman emperor. From chains to a crown that changed history forever. It began in the year 1520 in a quiet Ruthenian village near Rohatyn in what is today western Ukraine. Her birth name was Alexandra Lisovska. The villagers simply called her Roxelana, the girl from Roxelana. She was barely 16, with green eyes that seemed to hold the forest itself. One summer night, Crimean Tatar horsemen swept through the village like black fire. Houses burned. Screams filled the air. Alexandra was dragged from her bed, thrown across a horse, and carried south. First to the slave markets of Kaffa, then across the Black Sea to the greatest city on earth, Istanbul. She never saw her family again. The Golden Cage. When the great gates of Topkapi Palace opened for her, she was no longer Alexandra. She was given a new name, Hürrem, the cheerful one. Because even in chains, she smiled. Not because she was happy, but because she had already decided she would survive. And not just survive, she would rule. The imperial harem was a world of silk and poison, of whispered plots and golden daggers. More than 300 beautiful women lived there, all competing for one thing, the attention of Sultan Süleyman, the man Europe called the Magnificent. At that time, the favorite was Mahidevran Sultan, mother of the air, proud and ruthless. No one noticed the new girl with the laughing eyes at first. The first night. Legend says it happened on a moonless night in 1521. Süleyman, exhausted from a campaign, asked for music. A new girl was brought to play the oud. She sang a Ruthenian folk song so heartbreaking that the Sultan forgot to breathe. When she finished, she looked straight into his eyes and said, in perfect Turkish, "Your glory reaches the heavens, my Sultan, but even the moon has a dark side." No concubine had ever spoken to him like that. That night, Hürrem did not return to the dormitory of the Kariyes. She entered the Sultan's private chambers and never left. The war in the harem. Mahidevran attacked the next morning. History records the famous cat fight. Nails, hair pulling, blood on marble floors. Hürrem's face was scratched. But while Mahidevran screamed in rage, Hürrem smiled through the blood and whispered, "Touch me again, and I will make sure you never see your son again." Süleyman banished Mahidevran to a distant province. From that day on, everyone understood the new girl was not playing for favor. She was playing for power. Breaking 400 years of law. In the Ottoman Empire, sultans did not marry their concubines. It had been forbidden since the days of Osman I. A slave could bear children, could become Valide Sultan, but never a legal wife. Hürrem changed that. In 1533, after giving Süleyman 5 healthy children, 4 princes and the brilliant Princess Mihrimah, she did the impossible. She asked for her freedom. And then she asked for marriage. Süleyman did not hesitate. He freed her, converted her officially to Islam, and in a secret ceremony inside Topkapi, he placed a wedding crown on her head. For the first time in 4 centuries, an Ottoman Sultan had a legal wife. Europe exploded with scandal. The Venetian ambassadors wrote home in panic. The Sultan has married his slave. The world has turned upside down. The Empress behind the throne. Now she was Haseki Hürrem Sultan, the first and only. She built hospitals, mosques, and soup kitchens across the empire. The greatest of them still stands, the Haseki Külliyesi in Istanbul. She financed the Süleymaniye Mosque together with her daughter Mihrimah, the largest imperial complex after Hagia Sophia. She wrote letters to kings and queens, to Sigismund of Poland, her homeland, to Francis I of France, even to Queen Isabella of Spain. In Europe, they called her Roxelana the Witch. In the palace, they simply called her Lady. When Süleyman marched to war, Hürrem ruled Istanbul. Grand viziers reported to her. She decided who lived and who died. One by one, her enemies disappeared. Some were exiled. Some were found poisoned. Some simply vanished. The price of power. But power always has a price. Her son Cihangir, born with a deformed spine, died of grief when his half-brother Mustafa, Mahidevran's son, was executed on Süleyman's orders. Hürrem never cried in public. Only once in her private chambers did a servant hear her whisper, "I became a monster so my children could live." In April 1558, after 38 years at the heart of the greatest empire on earth, Hürrem fell ill. Some say poison, others say cancer. On her deathbed, she held Süleyman's hand and said, "My Sultan, do not let them bury me far from you." Süleyman wept like a child. The man who had conquered half the world could not conquer death. Hürrem Sultan was laid to rest in a golden-domed turbe behind the Süleymaniye Mosque, the closest a woman had ever been buried to a sultan. When Süleyman died 8 years later, he was placed beside her. Their tombs still touch. She started the era historians call the Sultanate of Women, a century when mothers and wives ruled the empire from behind the curtain. Kösem, Turhan, Rabia, every powerful valide after her walked in Hürrem's footsteps. From a terrified village girl sold for a few gold coins, to the woman who changed the laws of an empire and the course of history. That was Hürrem Sultan, the slave who became an empress, and the empress who never forgot she had once been a slave. If you want the story of the woman who came after her, the one who ruled even longer and died even more violently, Kösem Sultan, the queen mother who was strangled with her own hair, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The next queen is waiting.